Hey everybody, welcome to Flow with Anna and the Back to Basics channel. So today I just have a quick flow planned. If you have any blocks, go ahead and grab those, put those nearby, and get your hair up and let's get ready to flow together. If there's anything else you need to do to create your space, now is a wonderful time to do so, whether you want to set some incense or some essential oils or some music, whatever feels really nice and grounding for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to go, all of us, make our way to a child's pose. So our big toes are going to touch. Our knees are going to spread out wide, and then we're going to send our hips all the way towards our heels, forehead to the mat. So just for now, we're going to make this a very restful pose, relaxing the arms, and just letting ourselves breathe naturally, checking in, taking another step inward into this present moment. And as you sink into this child's pose, maybe just notice the parts of you that are touching the mat. Notice the earth underneath you, supporting you. Notice your breath and the rhythm that it's taking today. Notice any sounds or smells in the room. Maybe you have silence. There's no music, and that's okay too. And as you inhale and exhale, begin to deepen your breath. So inhale, drawing up, loving confidence, and exhale, release. Inhale, drawing up, loving confidence, and exhale, release. One more round of breath here. Inhale deeply. And exhale, release. We'll begin to make this pose a little bit more active, if you like, by walking the hands out, lifting the elbows off of the mat, tenting the fingers, and pressing the hands into the mat to push you closer to your heels. So we're pressing our hips to our heels here. Inhale deeply, and exhale, release. Relax the arms. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands over to the right side of the mat or the right corner of the mat for a little side body stretch. So we're going to make sure this left hip is staying grounded, feeling that stretch along the side body, all the way from our pinky finger to our hip. And breathe here. One more round of breath. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Inhale once more. On your exhale, walk your hands back through to center. And on your next inhale, walk both hands over to the left, rooting down, pressing that right hip towards the earth, feeling the same side body stretch from the right pinky all the way to the right hip. And as you breathe, fill up with loving confidence from the earth. Inhale deeply. Stay for the exhale, release. Inhale once more. And on your exhale, walk back through to center. Inhale, lift yourself up to a tabletop pose here. And then we're going to check in with some alignment before we move through. So wrists underneath your elbows, elbows underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. So all of your joints should be stacked. And then your elbows, if you tend to hyperextend like I do, have a slight bend in your elbows, and that will help create some space. So from here, we're going to inhale, send the heart forward, lift the gaze, both the tailbone towards the sky. And exhale, round through, press the earth away, chin to chest, tailbone touch underneath. Inhale, lift everything up, and exhale, round through. One more round. And exhale, round through. From here, we're going to find a neutral position. Turn your hands to face your knees. So we're going to twist our fingers towards our knees so the eyes of our elbows are facing forward. From here, we're just going to rock very gently back and forth. So nothing dramatic, just a very subtle movement here where you can feel the wrists and the forearms, maybe take a slight bend in the elbows here to prevent that hyperextension. And maybe you just stay static. Maybe you don't rock back and forth, and that's all right too. So from here, we're going to walk our hands to the side so our fingers are pointing out to the left and the right. Maybe rock back and forth here. And then we'll make our way back to where our fingers are facing the front of the mat. And then now we'll do a little bit of waking up the back legs. So we're going to lift this left knee, stretch it out long, flex the toes towards our face, and then kick it over to the right. From here, we're going to bend into our right elbow and look over our right shoulder for a little side body twist here. So inhale deeply. Stay for the exhale. Inhale once more. Exhale, come back through to center. Beautiful. We'll inhale, kick this right leg out. Bring it over to the left side, drop it down. Bend into your left elbow and look over your left shoulder for that side body stretch on the right side. Breathe deeply here. And exhale, release. One more round of breath. And exhale, bring it all the way back to center. Beautiful job. From here, we're just gonna slide all the way down onto our bellies to find a Sphinx pose. So our arms are going to come out in front of us. The tops of the feet are pressing down to the mat. The elbows are by the rib cage, and the hands press gently into the mat as well to lift the heart forward. Maybe you can feel some micro muscles or holding you and keeping you stable in this pose. So maybe you feel the hips and the belly supporting you, and the heart lifts forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and breathe here. So if you need an option for support, you can use a bolster or a blanket if you have those close by to put them underneath your chest and to help offer you a little bit of support underneath. So wherever you are, we're going to breathe deeply and mindfully, drawing up that same loving confidence as we are in this pose. Feel the heart expand and lift and release. 2 more rounds of breath at your own pace. You can remove the blanket if you have one. And we're just going to make our hands into a little pillow by stacking them on top of each other. Bring your forehead to your hands, bend both of your knees, and rock gently left to right here. Come back to center. And we'll bring our hands to slide by our rib cage, press up on an inhale to tabletop. And from here, we're going to tuck our toes underneath and send the hips up and back into downward facing dog. You can take a moment to pedal out your dog by bending into one knee and then the other, or maybe you shift left and right, or bend both knees and re-straighten. Inhale deeply, and exhale, release. Inhale, eyes forward, slowly walk, step, or hop to the front of the mat, finding the forward fold here. Inhale up to standing. You can sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. So from here, we're going to collectively set an intention for practice today. If you do not have one, I offer you loving confidence, if you couldn't tell already. So as we breathe in, drawing up that loving confidence, so we're focusing on working with our heart chakra and our solar plexus chakra. So I want you to imagine that word however you see fit. Maybe it's in your favorite colors, maybe it's in your favorite font, or maybe you don't even choose loving confidence and you choose something completely different like patience, and that's 100% okay. So whatever that word is, see it in your mind's eye and allow it to fill the space in and around you. Maybe you ground down by gripping the mat with your feet and lift the heart as you breathe. And exhale, release. Take another round of breath just like that, filling up nice and deep. Inhale. And exhale, release. You can allow the arms to fall by your side. And from here, we're going to just move right into part of our flow. So we're going to ground down through our left leg. So grip the mat with your left foot. Begin to lift the right leg to a 90-degree angle here. So we're just practicing a little bit of balancing, having confidence to play and try. And if you fall out of it, that's okay. We're remembering to have that same love for ourselves as we practice these postures too. So having compassion for whatever we're at today. And then we're going to place that right leg back down, give ourselves a little walk here, and then ground down through this right side. Grip the mat with your right foot, and start to lift the left leg into a 90-degree angle. And maybe you notice that one side is easier than the other, and that's all right too. We're just noticing. Just noticing and chasing positive sensations in the body, trusting ourselves to play here. And when you're ready, we'll drop this left leg back down, give ourselves a little walk. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale, find a halfway to lift. The hands come to the shins or the upper thigh. And exhale, fold here. Plant the hands down. Step back 1 foot at a time to a high plank. From here, we'll move through to a low plank and inhale for up dog or cobra. And on your exhale, we'll move directly to downward facing dog. Beautiful. We'll take a moment to pause here in this downward dog. We'll inhale deeply and exhale, release. Inhale, eyes forward, slowly walk, step, or hop to the front of the mat. Finding that forward fold. Inhale up to standing. From here, we're going to take a moment to play around with our hips just a little bit. So bending into your left knee, straighten your right, and lean over to this left side. So I'll show you what it looks like from the front. So bending into this left knee, straightening the right and leaning over. So you should feel this stretch mostly in this right hip. We'll come back through the center and bend into the right knee, shift over to the right, straightening this left leg. So we'll do that a few more times. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. We'll find one more round here, and then we'll come back to center. From here, we're just gonna hinge at the hips, forward and back. So keeping a slight bend in the knees, but we're not bending at the knees doing squats here. We're just shifting forward at our hips and hinging back. Maybe we pull the belly to the spine for a little bit of added support here. Grip down through your feet into the mat. And then we'll come back up and bring it all together. So bending into this left leg, straightening the right, sending the hips behind us, shifting over, bending into the opposite leg, straightening here, and then rolling back up. So maybe find that move as slowly and mindfully as what feels good for you. And then when you're ready, we'll switch directions. Remembering to breathe here and exhale. And we'll come back to center. Give ourselves a little walk here, pedal out. From here, we're going to ground down through our left leg, lift the right, and step it back into a high crescent lunge. So we're going to check in with our alignment quickly. Left knee should be stacked over the left ankle. This right heel should be lifting up towards the ceiling. From here, we'll inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, maybe you straighten this front leg. And exhale, cactus arms, bending back into that knee. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend and cactus arms. From here, we're going to shift forward and bring our right elbow to the outside of our left knee for a twist. Breathing here. And exhale. One more round of breath. And exhale. We'll twist back to center. From here, we're going to bring our arms by our sides or to our hips. Begin to shorten your stance. And we're going to find an airplane pose on this left side. So grounding down through our left leg. Maybe we find a slight bend, shift the body forward, and when you're ready, begin to lift that back leg up off of the mat. Flex the toes or point, whatever feels better, and then slowly bring yourself back down. Maybe play with that one more time, or bring the arms out by your sides, and then slowly come back down. Beautiful job. So from here, we're just gonna step everything up to the front of the mat. Beautiful. Take a moment to pedal out here. Noticing any changes in the body. Maybe there aren't any, and that's all right too. From here, we'll find stillness, root down to this right side, grounding down, and then we'll begin to lift the left leg, step it back, and find your high crescent lunge here. Checking in with that same alignment that we did on the opposite side. So the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. The left foot is shifting the heel all the way up to the ceiling. Now the hips. So on this side, I have a little bit more of a challenge with squaring off my hips. So if I need to, I can take a step wider or shorter here to square off my left hip and tap it forward. Once I have my hips aligned, we'll inhale, sweep my arms up, and exhale, open up cactus arms. Inhale, bring your arms up towards the ceiling, straighten this front leg, and on an exhale, bend into the knee, open up cactus arms. Inhale, arms up, straighten the front leg, and exhale, bend into the knee, cactus arms. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our hips, take a shorter stance if that feels good. And then when you're ready, ground down through that right leg, bend into the right knee, shift forward, and finding play and confidence here, begin to lift that left foot off the mat, pulling the belly to the spine, flexing the foot, maybe come out of it, and that's all right. We're just learning to trust our bodies and learning to play. So we're going to come back into this one more time. Maybe your arms are by your side this time. And then we'll come back down. And once we come back down, I noticed that I missed something on this side. So just for symmetry purposes, we're going to find this high crescent lunge one more time. Bring our hands to our heart center, shift forward, bring this left elbow to the outside of your right knee for a twist. Breathe here. One more round of breath. And exhale. Slowly come out of this pose, and then we'll just step everything up to the front of the mat. Beautiful job. So maybe we notice here what feels different, what feels the same, what could use a little bit more loving breaths. And exhale. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift, shine the heart forward. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands here, step back 1 foot at a time. Shift forward, find your low plank or all the way down. And then we'll inhale, find cobra or up dog. Whatever feels good in your body today. And exhale, lower down, and tuck the toes underneath, shifting your way all the way back to downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna drop the knees down to the mat, and then we're gonna walk our legs out in front of us. If you have pillows or bolsters or blocks, keep those nearby. So we're getting to the slower portion of my quick class today. And we're going to bring our feet to touch the ankles towards us, just a little bit more here. Lifting the heart up towards the ceiling. Growing the spine, very nice and tall. Breathing here. Slowing the breath back down. If it feels good, you can flutter the legs just for a little bit of activity here. And then relax. And then we'll release our bind, bring our knees together, walk the hands behind you, and shift your hips left and right just a few times. This can be subtle, this can be dramatic, whatever feels good. Once we shift our hips, we'll make our way all the way down, keeping that block or blocks close by. And together we'll find a bridge pose. So we'll scoot our hips closer to our heels. And on an inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling here. You're more than welcome to stay active, but if you would like, you can bring a block or a bolster to the low back and relax the hips onto that block. From here, we'll extend the left leg, bring the left arm overhead, stretch both of those over to the right. So you should feel the side body stretch on the left side. Breathe in deeply and stay for the exhale. One more round of breath. Inhale deeply and stay for the exhale. Inhale once more. Exhale brings you all the way back to center. Extend the right leg out long. Right arm comes overhead. We shift both of those over to the left side to create a side body stretch on our right. Find 2 rounds of breath here at your own pace. Maybe they're faster or slower than what I'm teaching, and that's all right. Yoga is about finding autonomy over your body, trusting yourself to play, and find what feels good for your body. One more inhale here, and on your exhale, bring everything back to center. Beautiful. We'll inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, remove the block. And we'll slowly lower the hips down to the mat. From here, if you have those pillows or bolsters nearby or blocks, we're going to set up for a fish pose. So I'm going to bring my bolster behind me and my blocks nearby just in case I need to adjust. And then I'm going to bring the low back to the bolster and make my way on to the bolster. From here, I'm going to spread my legs out wide, just an option. You do not have to. If you would like, you can keep your knees together or extend your legs out long. So from here, you should feel a lot of support behind the back. And if you do not have a bolster, I'll show you another way that you can do this with blocks. So we'll set one of these up on the medium side, one of these on the low side, but it's always your choice. If you need a little bit more, you can put those up on a higher setting or even a low setting. So we want to make sure that this block does not go below our bra line. That's always a really nice way to make sure that we're staying in a safe zone for our body. So with this version, you'll feel a lot of support behind the heart and also underneath the head. And same thing here. If you want to take your legs together, that's totally okay. Or extend them out long, that's wonderful too. Or you can bring them with your feet together and knees out wide. So just finding whatever feels good for your body and settling in to this pose. And as we relax into this posture, lifting the heart, expand with joy and love, compassion and kindness. And with each exhale, release. Release whatever is not serving you today, whatever is keeping you from fully embodying yourself in this moment. Inhale something good. Exhale, let it go. And as you breathe and relax into this posture, notice the backs of the hands and where they sit on the earth or the mat, so that you're still aware of the earth underneath you, supporting you. Inhale the deepest breath that you've taken all morning. And exhale, release. Allow the breath to return to normal. If your legs are splayed, go ahead and bring them together. And we'll roll over onto our left side, coming off the blocks here. And finding a little half fetal position, using the arm as a pillow. Together, before we move and close out this class, we'll find gratitude for showing up to the mat today, for supporting one another by being present, for supporting yourself, for showing up and doing the work. Inhale deeply and exhale. Next inhale brings you all the way up to find a seated position here. So I'll scoot forward just a little bit to close out class. We'll inhale, bring our arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring them to heart center. Press the thumbs into your heart space. And together in your mind's eye, imagine sending this loving confidence to everyone that you know and everyone that you've yet to meet. Inhale a deep breath here. And exhale. Bring your thumbs to your third eye or the space between your brows. And imagine sending that loving confidence to yourself. Breathe in deeply here. And exhale, release. You can bow forward to seal in your practice. Sat Nam. Truth is my identity, is what that means, just in case anyone doesn't know. So thank you for practicing a quick flow with me today. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your Thursday and a wonderful weekend ahead. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.